Welcome. Today's topic will cover contract archiving and unarchiving. Our training objectives will cover the following: what is contract archiving, the permissions needed, how to archive contracts, and how to unarchive contracts. Contract archiving. This is a feature that is for government mode only. When a contract is archived, it is not deleted, but rather it is removed from the list of accessible contracts where users will no longer be able to view, edit, or delete data. The contract will also no longer appear on summary and contract reports along with custom query results. Archived contracts will stay in this state until the contracts are unarchived. There is potential risk when unarchiving, such as stale data and data conflicts. Now let's cover who can archive and unarchive and the permissions needed. The permissions needed for archiving and unarchiving can be set at either the district or local office level. Take the following example. Once logged into the application, navigate to the RMS Staff tab. Now find the user you want to give archiving permissions to. Now we can set the permissions either at the district office level or local office level. In this example, we will set the office level permissions. Click on the blue tile for the office you want to set the contract archiving and unarchiving permissions for. Now click on the checkbox that says Archive Contracts-Office. Click on the blue tile at the top that says Back to commit your changes. To set the district admin level rights, it is very similar. Click on the blue tile under the District Admin Rights section. Now, click on the checkbox that says Archive Contracts-District. Now, click on the back arrow at the top to commit your changes. Now that the permissions have been set up for the user to perform the archiving and unarchiving feature, we can discuss how to archive contracts. There are 3 different areas where you can archive contracts. The first is the contract selection view. The next is the local office menu view. And lastly, the district office view. For unarchiving contracts, there are only 2 areas where you can unarchive: the local office menu and the district office menu. We will now demonstrate archiving from the contract selection view. Click on the Archive button. Then, from the lookup window, locate the contract to archive. You can use the search box at the top to find the contract. To select a contract, click on the checkbox. You can select one or multiple contracts. After your selection, click OK. Here we see a warning stating archiving a contract will remove it from the contract list, disabling access and store it based on the current state. When unarchived, it could result in conflicts or stale data. This process could take a while. Please do not close RMS until complete, and be aware that archiving while users are inside the contract could create problems for others in expecting new data to be posted in the archiving contract. Are you sure you want to archive the contract? Once you are sure you are ready to archive the contract, click Yes. Here we see another pop-up showing that this action you are performing may have severe effects and requires authentication to continue. A log entry will be made indicating the time, date, and person performing this action. Here we see the action is archiving contracts, and we see a list of the contracts that we are archiving. Once you are ready to archive, click OK. Now the contract archiving process has begun. During this time, please do not exit out of RMS. You can continue using RMS and enter any other contracts that you are currently not archiving. When the archiving process has been complete, you'll see a window that says contract has been archived and won't be accessible. Now that we have demonstrated archiving from the contract selection view, we will now demonstrate on the local office menu view. To archive a contract from the local office, click on the Local Office tab. Now click on the blue tile that says Local Office Contract Archive. We see a data grid with all the archived contracts for this particular office. To archive a contract, click on the Archive a Contract button. Then follow the same steps that we performed on the contract selection view, where we select our contract or contracts. Then you will see the two pop-up windows warning you of the dangers of archiving. We will now demonstrate how to archive from the district office, which is similar to the local office. To archive a contract from the local office, click on the Local Office tab. Now click on the blue tile that says Local Office Contract Archive. We see a data grid with all the archived contracts for this particular office. To archive a contract, click on the Archive a Contract button. Then follow the same steps that we performed on the contract selection view, where we select our contract or contracts. Then you will see the two pop-up windows warning you of the dangers of archiving. Now we will talk about unarchiving. Unarchiving contracts will make archived contracts accessible again, where users can add, edit, and delete data. The contracts will also again appear on the summary and contract reports and custom query results. Before we display the steps of unarchiving, it is important to note that once you unarchive a contract, the contractor will not be able to enter the contract until you enable them access in the Prime Contractor Selection view. We will demonstrate how to enable this feature later on in this video. We will now demonstrate how to unarchive from the District Office view, which is the same steps that will be performed for the local office view. We will now demonstrate how to unarchive from the District Office view. The same steps will be performed for the local office view. To unarchive a contract from the District Office, click on the District Office tab. Now click on the blue tile that says Archived Contracts. Once again, we see a data grid with all the archived contracts for this district. To archive a contract, find the contract that you would like to unarchive or contracts and select them using the checkbox. Once you've selected the contracts that you want to unarchive, click the Unarchived Contract button. Here we'll see a warning telling us that unarchiving a contract will restore it from the archive list, making it accessible based on the archived state. This could result in conflicts or steal data. This process could take a while. Please do not close RMS until complete and verify that the contract is available after unarchived. Are you sure you want to restore the contract? Once when you are sure that you want to restore the contract, click Yes. We will then see another pop-up that says the action you are performing may have severe effects and requires authentication to continue. A log entry will be made indicating the time, date, and person performing this action. The action is unarchiving and restoring contracts. Once when you are sure that you want to unarchive the contract, click OK. Now, the unarchiving process has begun, and during this time you can still use RMS and the rest of its functionality. You can enter in any other contracts that are not being archived or unarchived. You'll see a message that says contracts has been unarchived and will be accessible from the contract list once when you go to the map view and re-enter your district. Now, as stated earlier, contracts that have been unarchived will have contractor mode disabled. We will now demonstrate how to re-enable this feature. First, enter the unarchived contract. Then, under the Administration tab, click on the blue tile that says Prime Contractor. Now, click on the Allow Contractor Mode Access. You'll see a warning that says this option will allow access for users in contractor mode for this contract. Are you sure you want to allow access to the contractor mode? If you are sure you want to allow access to contractor mode, click Yes. Now contractor mode has been enabled for this contract. In summary, we have learned what is contract archiving, the permissions needed, how to archive contracts, and how to unarchive contracts.